got a special guest tonight, which is my cousin Shamel, man. Shamel, say what's up to the people.
What's up, everyone?
Yeah, this is my cousin, man. He's more like a brother to me, real close and very intelligent, man. College educated, man. Very humble, man. Very independent, man. Cool, you could talk to him, down to earth, a God bless man, and I really appreciate his opinions on a lot of things. He has a lot of knowledge and a lot to offer people, And sometimes in trial times, I could call on my cousin and he'll have encouraging words of wisdom, and everything like that. So you're going to be seeing him here and there. I value his opinion very much. And so, yeah, our topic today is who has it harder in 2026, men or women? This is an open conversation. Everyone's free to comment, just as long as, there's no disrespect. We keep it, just keep it respectful as always, man. So, Shamel,
Mhm.
the question is who has it harder in today's society, men or women? What's your opinion, cuz?
This topic is very interesting because I believe when it comes on to how society operates, there's certain dynamics when it comes on to both genders that will make me believe when it comes on to men in particular, we have it harder than women because society tends to have more sympathy for women, you know? I think men, we are expected to always be strong, not to show any emotion because showing emotion is a sign of weakness. So when it comes down to just a man expressing themselves freely without fear of being judged, there's more of a stigma that's attached to a man being vulnerable in that situation versus a woman. And there's more safe places that a woman can go to in order to feel like her feelings are being heard versus a man. A man really don't have a place that he feel unless he have a trusted friend or family member that he could confide in, where he can allow himself to be open about any struggles he may go through. So when it comes down to just like being real and authentic with how you feel about this world, men are more prone to keep that to themselves versus like being honest about those feelings because men are supposed to be, stoic. They're not supposed to be the stronger vessel. So I think when it comes to that dynamic, women have more privileges with that. And when it also comes on to dating, like men have to be on point with like everything. They have to be in shape. They have to make sure they got everything together. They can't, be just mediocre. Well, women don't necessarily want to deal with guys that are just average. So guys are typically expected to be above average. They're expected to be, you know, in shape. They're supposed to have their finances together. They're supposed to have everything together. A man can accept a woman even if she works at McDonald's, but a woman is not going to even look at a man if he works at McDonald's or if he works at like a mediocre job that doesn't pay that well. I mean, I I'm sure you've seen these pop the balloon show. Have you seen these pop the balloon shows before? Cuz
Yeah, yep, on YouTube. I've seen a couple of them.
man, I'll tell you one thing about these pop balloon shows. There really is like a humiliation ritual for men. Like you seen these men go on these shows, and I just want this. I watched this one episode. This guy, he's probably like around 5'9", average height of men, and he holds a very high position within his. He's like a manager or something like that. And the woman didn't even give him a chance to even like display his personality or express things that he has that will make him stand out or be a good match for them. They all pop the balloon because of the fact that he's not tall enough. Like when like as soon as he walked on stage, like 3 women already popped the balloons, and he didn't even get a chance to even tell them what are some things that he's looking for in a woman. I think there's only one thing he mentioned, right? He said one thing he wants from a woman is a woman that doesn't have any kids, or a woman that's willing to start a family, that's ready to start a family. And
Mm-hmm.
that one, there's like probably like 2 other women that didn't pop initially when he introduced himself to the group of women. But as soon as he mentioned that he wanted to start a family, one of the women popped the balloon, and I guess the other one popped it. So, and then when the lady that was the host of the show was walking down and asking these individual women why they decided to pop their balloon, they were saying stuff like, "Oh, he's not my type. He doesn't look attractive. He come off as like a square." And I'm like, this is the type of things that you have to deal with as a man. Like these expectations that these women want from you in this dating scene. And the fact is that you got to be almost perfect. And the ideal type of a man is a guy that's over 6 feet tall. But it's like only a handful of men in America are over 6 feet tall. And it's like this guy made good money. I think he was like an owner of a I got the specific job title he had, but he made well over $100,000 a year. These women didn't even want to even get to know him on that level. Like they didn't even give him a chance to even show his good qualities. They just dismissed him for the fact that he was 5'9". And they literally said it. Like they when the lady asked them, why did you pop the balloon? They said, oh, because he's too short. Oh, he just doesn't look like my type. He doesn't come off as like attractive. I'm like, this is a shallow like thing that these are the type of women you got to deal with in the dating scene, and that's why I think men have it a lot harder than women in that aspect because a man can be the perfect guy. He could have everything together, but a woman will overlook him for these shallow reasons. Oh, he's not tall enough. He doesn't look the part, or this like he doesn't dress a certain way, like he doesn't have enough swag, or whatever the case may be. And I look at this guy and I'm like, he seems to be he come off as a very well kept guy. Like it's not like he didn't have a good paying job. He didn't come off saying like, oh, he's in and out the street, or he's like involved in any activities that will be detrimental to him. He's a good guy. Like he has his stuff together. So that's why I said with these women, like didn't even give him a chance to even express himself. It made me realize that as a man, you really don't really stand a chance with a lot of these women because they wouldn't even acknowledge you, even though you may have the right qualities that they will want in a man. They will overlook that because of your physical features, and that's one reason why I say men have it harder than a woman. I mean, a woman can just put on the makeup, dress nice, look look pretty, and you got a plethora of guys that's like, giving them undivided attention, trying to, hit them up in the DMs and trying to give them give a shot, trying to they're trying to like, you know, confess their love to them. You see, man, we can't do the same thing. Like we have to really stand out amongst all these other guys. So that's the one reason why I said it's harder for a man versus a woman. And like, even though women say they want a guy that has a good paying job, or there's certain things that they want from a man. It's a one thing for you to even want something, and another thing for you to even expect. Like it's certain things that they don't follow through with those same promises. It's like they want certain things from a man, but they don't bring nothing to the table. What do they have to offer other than their looks? So that's what they rely on, mostly of their looks. So that's pretty much what I have to say about that. You know.
Yeah, so I could vouch for that. What you're saying right now is
Mhm.
something I see every single day. So I agree. Men do have harder in that aspect. Like it's men out there, bro, that got stuff going on, great paying job or their own business, care of their family, got nice cars, have goals and ambitions, humble people up there, intelligent, Females often pass them up for being 5'7", 5'8". I've met females that told me any man messing with gotta at least be 6'3" and up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. So I definitely men as it harder in the dating scene. It's like you didn't even get the man a chance to talk. And that Pop the Balloon show, that show really shows you how a lot of people think nowadays, and it's really on the people's heart. I've seen episodes where the man didn't even walk out good enough yet. The balloon is popping, and I haven't seen the man yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't let him walk out yet. You barely let him walk out. He didn't even say no words, and all the balloons is already up. Like, that's crazy. And then be the woman who don't have nothing to offer popping the balloons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it used to be a point where huh?
It was funny to me when I watched it. Like I didn't even watch the show. I used to watch certain episodes just to see what's going on with it. It was at one time like really getting a lot of buzz. And when I started watching how these women would behave, like and how they treat certain men, I said this is like a humiliation
Yeah.
ritual for men. Because like if a certain type of man walks through and present themselves, it's like a woman already popped the balloon before they even speak. It's like you didn't even give a chance for this man to even show what qualities that he has that will make him the type of guy that you want. So that really tells me that in a lot of these like shows, it really is like a ego boost for these women. Because it's like if a man come through and he's telling you, okay, I have these type of qualities that would make me a good person that you should desire, and you name one by one, and oh, let me even hear what he has to say. Let me not even give him a chance to even, you know, express himself. It really is like a boost for ego. It's like an ego boost for these women because it's like, oh, I rejected this guy and I feel like I could do better. So it makes these women feel like their grass is always greener on the other side. There's a lot of men that come through these dating shows. They're good guys. Like they have good qualities. They work good paying jobs. They are very well educated. They seem to have their 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 stuff together. So it's like, why is it that these women are making it seem like they they have the leverage when it comes on to these type of men that they choose to they want to deal with? Because most of these men that they desire are like the top 5% of guys that are like attractive or considered like highly attractive. So it's like you're not even gonna get those guys that you desire because other women are gonna be chasing after the same type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely understand that, bro. I'm 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
Any woman who turned me because I'm too short, and I'm 5'10". I don't consider 5'10". To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You consider 5'10" to be short?
No, I think that's average height, but it's crazy. Oh, I forgot to mention this one thing. This is the craziest part of the whole thing. This one of the women that popped the balloon. She was like five. I believe she was like 5'2" or like around that height. She was really short. And she have the nerve to say she popped the balloon because he's too short. And he's taller than her. And the lady asks, why would you pop the balloon if you're taller than him? She's like, oh, I don't want a guy like him. He's too short. The guy that I prefer today is like somebody who's 6'3", 6'4". I said, what is going on here? So even when you're short, you expect that you should get a guy that's way above average height, and the guy that you rejected is not shorter than you.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
You'll be 5'10", the woman was 5'2", and a lot of them still turn you down because they see you too short.
Which is crazy to me. And she's the shortest one out of the whole
And
group,
then
and she's the one that had the craziest standards. You know.
that's crazy. That's crazy. A lot of these women they'll be missing out. They'll pray for a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pray for a man. God sends them a man, and they turn him down. God, he's too short. Type of shit.
Mm-hmm. Rich.
That's crazy. Not even that. This woman out there is so shallow. God will be the high they like, but drives a 2005 Toyota Corolla, so they can't do it. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing that's probably his work car.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, cause
So,
you know.
so in the dating scene,
Mm-hmm.
men do have hard in that aspect. I can agree.
Yeah, yeah,
I've never heard a man say, I've never heard a man say, I can't do that woman. She's too short. I haven't heard a man, have you?
never. No,
Oh,
a guy. The difference between man and woman is like a man could be making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. He could make millions of dollars a year, and he's not gonna look at a woman and say, "I don't want you because you make this amount of money." But you see women say, I don't want a man unless he make over six figures." Well, you don't see the same thing. Man, a man can just as long as a woman is attractive and she is feminine, we don't look at her money. We don't look at all that stuff. That stuff don't even mean anything to us. So I'm like, a man
yep.
is willing to just settle for a woman that just do the bare minimum. Just like she just had to like check off on certain things. But like with a man, when it comes down to women, their standards of the ideal man that they want to deal with is beyond anything that most men can't fulfill those requirements. So there's two different, you know, expectations, the level of expectations that each gender has for the other one.
Now, what do you think about the workplace? Who has it easier? Who has it harder in the workplace, man versus woman?
You said who have it easier to hard in the workplace between man and woman?
Yeah, who has it harder in the workplace?
Yeah. I would say that men. It depends. I'd say like it specifically when it comes on to like certain things that you have to do at the job. Men are expected to, you know, do. They have to be a lot more like knowledgeable about certain things. Certain times when a woman is not really knowledgeable about certain things, they have a lot of people that people that sympathize with women more at the workplace. So they can afford to get away with certain things versus a man. A man can afford to make as much mistakes with certain things. Well, I like I said, you got some women that are really good at their job. Don't get me wrong, but there's one thing that I would mention that men have to be very careful with when it comes on to dealing with women at the workplace, and that's having to get caught up in some false allegations because women use that as a weapon at the workplace. You have women that will flirt with men at the job, and I'm speaking from personal experience. Women will flirt with you at the job, and they'll say seductive things to you, and then when you try to do the same thing, they turn it around and make it look like you're making them feeling uncomfortable. See, like women could say things to you and get away with it, but if you say the same thing that they will say to you, you'll be cooked. Like, and I don't want to go to too much details, but I've had a situation happen to me at the workplace where I had a woman that would say these very flirtatious things to me at the job, and when I like responded, I kind of joked about it, like I didn't take it seriously. But then when I try to like flirt with her back, she was like, "Oh, you know, she would make it seem like I was making her feel uncomfortable." When I realized the difference between a woman and a man is like a woman feel emboldened to say certain things to you at the workplace because they know HR is they're gonna be backed up by HR. Versus a man, you can't go around and say certain things that a woman may deem inappropriate because if she reports you to HR or the higher ups, it's over for you. Unless you have like a really good track record of doing your job really well and you document every single thing that took place at that particular moment when she, made those allegations, it's her word against yours, pretty much. And they're gonna side with her words more than yours. So that is another thing that unfortunately is really works in a woman's favor at the workplace. Because women can get away with all these things, and a lot of men has been destroyed in the workplace because of that.
I definitely agree with that, cuz I've seen it firsthand, man. And I've seen to where like the supervisor or manager having sexual affairs with the females, they just get away with murder. You know what I mean? Get away with murder, bro. And I've seen females get chance after chance after chance in the workplace, but a man does the same thing or violates the same rule in the warehouse, then he's terminated. I see it every day in warehouses.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me give you an example. One warehouse job I was working at, you're not supposed to have phones. You know what I mean?
mhm,
I got terminated for being on my phone. First time get caught on the phone at the job, terminated. But I see women at the same job getting caught on the phone, and they constantly get a verbal warning, no write ups, nothing in the workplace. You know what I mean? What you think about that, cuz?
that that you're pretty much summarize like pretty much in agreement. What I'm saying is that women can get away with a lot of stuff at the workplace because they tend to show more sympathy for women versus a man. Because it's like when a woman do something wrong, they get a lot of chances. Either, like you say, they either get a verbal warning or they like I've seen at the workplace where a woman mess up at a particular task and they don't get a write up or something like that, or they got somebody else that have to mentor them and like baby them at the job, almost like they need counseling or something. Whereas like if you at the job and you make a mistake as a man, they're gonna be down your neck real quick. Like you can't afford to make mistakes as much as women at the workplace because it seems like just like in society, people will come to her rescue and like sympathize with her and show her a lot of empathy. It's like you're on your own pretty much. It's like every man for themselves pretty much. You gotta figure things out on your own. You can't be dependent on other people to help you. I mean, even people won't really necessarily give you solid advice or try to help you with certain things. It was almost like you gotta figure things on your own the hard way. With like women, I don't know if you could relate to this, but like even when it comes down to certain tasks, if you ask for help with certain things, they're more like harsher with you versus like a woman. Like they're very soft spoken. They were like show them the baby steps and they're very patient with them versus like a man. It's like you better get your act together, man. If you don't get your stuff together, you're out of the door, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a fact. Being in these jobs, working as long as I've been working, all these years, man, I've seen it all. Like, I was at one job, I was like 1 minute late. For example, you're supposed to clock in at 11 p.m.
Mhm,
Clocked in like 11:01. I got written up for,
mhm,
when you got the same woman coming in late every single day, coming in an hour, 2 hours late every day, and no one bat an eye, no one said nothing about it. No write ups, no verbal warnings, no nothing. But it's like, damn, I'm 1 minute late and I get written up. That's crazy work. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So I'm pretty sure you could think of more examples too. But when I say considering unemployment, I mean considering employment, men do have it harder. in that aspect, in my opinion. But a lot of people would argue, hey, you can't say that. You're not a woman. You don't know what we do. I see it. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. These are things I've seen with my own eyes. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I sit here and tell you multiple scenarios when it comes down to workplace. But I used to work at FedEx, had to unload them trucks. They're on me. Hurry up, move faster. Go, move faster. While there's women there just playing around, talking, getting free money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, from my personal opinion, which I'm entitled to have, it's definitely harder for men in the workplace than it is for females. What you think about that?
I agree with you. There's there's another aspect of the workplace environment where women, they're allowed to, for some reason, get away with it a lot, more often than men, and that's gossiping. Gossiping is one of the biggest thing issue that's the biggest one of the biggest issue that takes place at the workplace, and women are known for gossiping at the workplace, and they talk about other people at work. They talk about their bosses. They talk about everybody. Like, I can remember this one specific incident when I was working at the lab. This one, like this girl that was training me to do the job. She was just very nasty to other coworkers, like, and she would bad talk other people and call them names and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is just toxic. And they're allowed to get away with this because this society, and because they're females, they don't reprimand them for their bad behavior. And it's like they do that all the time because I work in the medical field. Like, I work around a lot of women, and a lot of them do gossip about other people at the job. They say they can't stand this person, they can't stand that person. And I'm a type of person, I don't like drama. Like, I'm a type of person, like, to stay away from drama, stay away from problems. Like, I don't like to entertain that in my life because I got too much things going on for myself. And a lot of women, they indulge in that type of behavior. And for some reason, they're allowed to do that. I mean, it happens even like in nursing. Like, this is the reason why I necessarily didn't go into that field. More like I wanted to work in an environment where it's more individual work versus like a team group, all that stuff. Because when you deal with more females, you tend to get involved with a lot of yes, because women tend to talk about each other with other people. They talk about people behind their back. They gossip. They slander other people. And even when somebody is new and the person is just beginning to learn the the work and the dynamics of what to do at the job, you got women out, like, women are very mean to each other, and especially like other women. Women are very nasty to each other, bro. Like, they will badmouth their their female counterpart. I've heard, like, I'll be sitting there, right? I'll be at a job, right? And I'll be minding my own business. I don't like to chit chat with people like that. I like to just do my work and keep it pushing, right? I'll be there just like working, minding my own business, and you hear somebody else talking about another woman or somebody they can't stand, and they will just call them all type of names out of the books, and I'm like, that's not normal. Like, if you think about it, that's creating a toxic work environment. But for some reason, they're allowed to get away with it. It just doesn't make sense.
Man, I see it all the time, guys. I see it all the time. In the workplace, a female could get away with murder, man. I see it, especially, well, I think it's everywhere. I worked in security, I work in transportation, I worked in the warehouses, I worked all over, man. And typically, men have it the hardest, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, jobs I worked at, last warehouse I worked at, being written up, being a couple minutes late, but there's females that miss 2, 3 days, and nothing happens to them, not even a verbal warning, no write-ups, no termination. But if I'm a day and don't call out or something, I'll get fired. No call, no show.
You know,
I've never seen a female at any of the jobs I worked at ever get fired for a no call, no show.
Mm. One thing that women are good at is playing victim, bro. Like they would make it appear as if they're the one that's being like marginalized, or being attacked. Like the one job that I work at before I relocated to the place that I'm at right now. So I work at this lab, and this one incident happened with this one female, right? She made this false allegation against me, and then what ended up happening is that she started making allegations against a group of people. So it was just I was not the only person. And even though these things are not backed up with any truth, here's the thing that's crazy about it, cuz she was allowed to get away with this. Allowed to continue on making these false allegations about various groups of people. I couldn't name the exact amount. I couldn't like tell how many people by numbers, but I know it was at least 10 people that she had reported for false allegations, right? And she actually had a lawyer that got involved with this whole mess. And none of the stuff that she said was backed up with any truth. But even with her making up these, they still side with her, or took her concerns seriously. And I'm like, these are the type of things where it's like it could ruin a man's reputation. It could ruin their livelihood. You know what I mean? Because like you work and you trying to make a living, and you got somebody who's trying to like ruin your life. It's like once that stuff is on your record, it's really hard to get rid of. And I really believe women need to be held accountable for doing stuff like that. If there's nothing that can show that what they're saying is true, they should lose their job immediately, or they should be facing some type of charges. And I just really hate how women can feel emboldened to just go out there and accuse men of doing these things, and they get a slap on the wrist. If even when there's like proof beyond a reasonable doubt that what they're saying is a bunch of hogwash, they still allowed to do it and continue on with the BS, and no one does anything about it. They don't hold them accountable for their bad behavior, you know? And this is why I avoid trying to get into any type of serious thing with women at the job, because it's a dangerous game you're playing. Like if you're talking to a woman and you're building some type of rapport with her, like you have to be careful not to get too personal with her, because women are good at using manipulating your emotions. Because this one woman that I briefly mentioned, she started getting really close to me, like start talking to me about very personal stuff, and she tried to she basically set me up to make it look like I was like some type of you know predator or something like that. But like, what she did basically is that like she gave me, oh, this like place that you could check out. It's a nice park, it's really good. Like you should look into it. And being that I've never been to like a park in this area like before, so I'm gonna check it out one time. And then when I went, she's like, you should let me know when you check out the park. Tell me exactly when you're there, bro. When I went there, it was like not really the park that I thought it was. But I told her when I was there, and she reported me to HR, or she got the man higher ups involved. She literally trapped me to make it look like I was stalking her. And this is a danger that I learned from that experience to not deal with women at the workplace, because what they could do is they literally try to set these traps up for you to try to ruin your life. And I had to verify everything like thoroughly to explain in detail what took place, because I'm like, this is not what actually happened. This is the truth. So when it comes on to a woman making any accusation against you, you got to make sure you're very careful and not get too close to her, because even if she says something, and because women are emotional, right? So one minute they one way, they feel one way, one minute they feel another way. And you as a man got to know how to keep level headed and not get too, how I say, like don't let your guard down, because a women they're very like how would I say, they're like serpents. They want to get you in a position where you're the weakest, so they could strike you when you least expect it, and then set you up trying to get you fired, or get you with some bogus charge. Because a lot of men life has been ruined by these women at the workplace because of allegations. A woman claimed that he touched her inappropriately, or he said something that was made her feel uncomfortable. And it's like a lot of these allegations are not even true. I'm not saying that there are not cases out there where a man can say certain things and do certain things that can make a woman feel uncomfortable. But in a lot of these cases, these women will try to lure you in into doing certain things so they could get some type of heat that you once you get into it, it's hard for you to escape. So I say that's another issue that unfortunately hasn't been rectified in society, and women have been allowed to get away with it for a very long time, man.
Yeah, I definitely agree. In the comment section, we got Todd Williams. He agreed with you 100%. He said facts. He also says, women be complaining about equality. It's never been equal. What you think about
That's ex- I agree with that 100%. 100. I mean, the women talk about equality. When they say they want equality, it's not necessarily they want equality. They want to be superior to men. And you see, they complain about them not having equal rights compared, like because they're not in the workplace. But you see, this crazy thing about it. When once women rights have taken place and women are allowed to work in the industry alongside with men, now they complain about how they don't have enough time. They feel exhausted and they want to be stay-at-home mothers. But it's like you're the same one that cried for this stuff. You wanted feminine. You entertain feminism, and now when you're in a position that you could so-called make more than men, now you complain about it, saying, "Oh, I'm exhausted. I don't have no time for myself." And then you want a man that can be able to take care of you, but your action speaks louder than your words. These women don't even want a man to lead and guide them and be in the leadership role. They want a man to be on their level, and we're not equal. I mean, let's be honest, because we're not men and women are not equal. There's certain qualities that men have, or certain physical traits that men have that women don't possess. We're physically stronger, you know, mentally stronger. Like there's certain things that men have that women do not possess. So it's like the old term of equality is a misnomer. It doesn't even exist because women are not equal to men. Even when you talk about biology, they're not equal to men. You
it?
know
It's
what
a
I mean?
fact. We have Tammy Milburn. He says, that's sad. You're trying so hard to be nice, and then women's turn on you like that. That's sad.
Yeah, that tells. Yeah, pretty much I agree with that. That women will take your kindness for weakness too. They will see certain like women know what to they know what they're doing with certain type of man. Like they see certain guys, they're like, oh, this is the guy I could try to manipulate, or he seemed like a very respectful man, and they take that for weakness. They use that against you. So that's why it's really dangerous to just just keep it professional, keep it business, and then just keep moving. When it comes down to the workplace, I don't want to mix business with pleasure. But women are good at manipulating your emotions and using it as a way to stab you in the back. So I think this is why it's very dangerous to like get too personal with people, even not just with women, but people in general. Like I realize people at the workplace are not your friend. Like these people are trying to find any to take to make to get over you. You know, they're really trying to do anything they can to throw you under the bus. So you have to be careful in how you you know deal with these type of people at the workplace, because I realize the workplace is very cutthroat. Like everybody's in it for themselves, and even though they appear to be friendly at first, when you're talking to them, you're like, "Oh, this person seems cool." Man, that's far from the truth. When you start to get to know them a little bit more, you start seeing like these people are really in it for like they're trying to do every they can to make that extra dollar, and if that means throwing you under the bus and reporting you to HR, do whatever they can, they wouldn't even hesitate to do it. And it's funny how even people who I was cordial with at work, I had regular conversation with them. But once I'm no longer in the workplace, they don't even reach out to me and check up on me to see how I'm doing. So I'm saying, I realized these people, they don't even care about your well-being. They don't care about your situation. They don't care about what you're going through. At the end of the day, they're just in it for themselves. So you got to look out for yourself. You can't be trying to help everybody else, because if you try to help people, they're gonna drag you down and drown you. You know.
Yeah. If there are any women right now, we have people in the building. If it's any woman right now who wants to speak their mind freely, go ahead, do it in the comment section. But just make sure you keep it respectful, you know?
Mhm.
So we agree. Hey, you can hear me good, Shamel, or am I breaking up?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool, cool, yeah. So we agree that men have it harder in the workplace. The shenanigans that go on and unfair treatment. Women could do certain things and get away with it, and men can't, especially in warehouse field. We agreed that when it comes to dating, men have it harder. For example, a man will wife up a female that works at McDonald's in a
Mhm.
second. We don't care about what the woman do for work. You know what I mean? A man
Yeah.
will wife up someone who's employed. We don't care how much a woman is making or where they work. In my personal experiences, it's backwards when it comes to where a man works. A woman don't want to be seen with a man that works at McDonald's. You know what I mean? With the man
Mhm.
that works at the dollar store. They don't want to be seen with the man that works in fast food. They don't want to have nothing to do with them. I'm not saying this is for every single woman, so don't get on here saying, oh, every single woman is not like that. I'm not saying it is, and I will never say every woman is like that. I'm speaking on the scenarios that I've seen in real life, personal experiences, you know? So
Mhm.
what I say is not law. I'm just telling you personal experiences, just like Shamel's giving you his personal experiences on what we see in everyday life. Get me? So don't be afraid to comment your personal experiences and tell us what you went through and been through or and going through at the moment, man. So just keep it respectful, man. Tammy, you still there? Todd Williams, you still there? Let's see comments, man. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. We got 7 people in the building. Likes. Make sure you hit that like button people, and comment and let us know you guys' thoughts and opinions on who has it harder in 2026, men or women. You're free to speak. Just respectfully tell us what's on your mind. What other areas, cause that have you noticed pattern of men having it harder in life than women? Is there any other examples you have or things that you've
Yeah.
been that you will to share with the audience?
So when you was talking about how you see men can um go and deal with a woman that works at McDonald's, and but if a woman is already well made, she's successful, she tends not to date down. And there's a term that we use for that. It's called hypergamy, and that speaks to the fact that women, even if she's at the same level as you, they tend to want to date higher. You know, they tend to want to deal with a man that has more than what she has. And a man, we don't think the same. We look at a woman, as long as she takes good care of herself, as long as she treats us with respect, and she's not combative or whatever the case is, we're able to deal with a woman even if she doesn't make a lot of money. But you don't see the same situation when it comes on to women and how they select guys. A woman say, in order for a man to get with me, he got to make over 100,000 a year. He got to be over 6 feet tall. He got to do this. He got to do that. So the woman in their nature, the female nature, they're hypergamous because they always want to monkey branch to the higher bidder. But the thing is crazy about it. Those same type of men that they want or desire, these men are like only only a handful of men that exist like that. And even if you're a guy that has your stuff together, like in my case, I'm doing pretty well for myself financially, and I know how to maneuver. I know how to carry myself as a man. Women can overlook you for these superficial things. So it's like because you're not this look or this height or whatever the case is, whatever standards they have for you, they could overlook that because they feel like they deserve the top notch guys. And I wanted to bring this up and summarize everything, and that's because of social media. I think social media has really ruined the dating scene. Um, for men in specifically because a lot of these women they'll look at these different type of men and think that they're entitled to get these type of men. And because social media has made them feel like they are so much better than what they actually are, they will overlook guys that are the right fit for them. You know what I mean? They don't even try to get to know you as a person. They just look at you and judge you based on these superficial things. Things that you can't control, like how tall you are, you know, or like what race you're born into. Some women will just literally reject you because you're too dark skin tone or like things that you have no control over. But you don't see men doing the same thing to women. A man could look at a woman and accept her based on her race or her ethnicity, as long as she treats him right and they are compatible with each other. He's not gonna overlook her because of these superficial things. But women don't do the same with men. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's true, man. I'll give you an example, right? I saw a beautiful one in a wheelchair one time and tried to holler at her, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That goes to show you, and like men don't care about stupid qualities, that a female is supposedly supposed to have, you know. But the fact that I was interested in this woman that's paralyzed in a wheelchair, that speaks volumes. Women are not going to be interested in a man that's in a wheelchair. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
A
And I
woman will never see a man in a wheelchair and say, "Damn, I am."
and if they do that in on those rare occasions, it's only for clout. Because I've seen videos of like those, one in a thousand stories of a woman, dating a man that's in a real or is like men like disabled, and they get like a lot of attention from it. So a lot of times, even when they appear to deal with a man that is like undesirable, it's not genuine because they do it for like a lot of time. Yeah, basically they get a lot of clout from it because guys shower them with. I mean, they get a lot of attention from it, so it really is not genuine. Even when they appear to be choosing guys that are undesirable in society. You know what I mean?
Tammy Wilburn says, "I'm white and I'm overweight, so I know what you're saying."
Yeah.
Tammy, what have you experienced in your daily life when it comes to this situation? Let us know. Tyler, still there? Let's see them chats. Don't be afraid. Chime in. This is a safe place to speak. You won't be judged, even if you think men have it easier than women. You can state your opinion here. You won't be judged. You're free to talk here. Hit the like button though. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. Yeah, Shamel.
Yeah.
To me, everything you said tonight was facts, and we come to the conclusion that, in our opinion, men do have it the hardest. If there's a female in here that feels like that's not true, state your case. Let us know. Shit, maybe you could teach us something. Open our eyes. We're not here to judge. We're just having an open discussion. 9 people in the building. Hit the like button. Let us know. Tammy says, if I would ever meet you and you have a nice personality, I would be nice no matter what cause. You seem like a nice person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Final Billy says maybe eat less sugar. I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. No.
But okay. Oh, he's probably talking to Tammy.
Yeah. Probably.
Anything else, cuz, in your regular everyday life, is there anything that you've noticed that will make you say women have it easier than men?
Um, say like one other thing too. Um, you can't see when you see when you go out there trying to interact with women, a man has to be comfortable with getting rejected because they're the one that do the approaching, right? Pretty much most of the time men are the one that's approaching the woman. Unless she voluntarily approaches you, typically a man has to take that initiative of introducing himself to a woman. And a lot of times a man have to be brave enough to even do that in the first place because if you don't if she don't even find you attractive to begin with and then you go up to her and try to introduce yourself to her, they will literally, sometimes they could get flat out rude and try to humiliate you. And I've seen so many videos online of women like different guys that approach them and are just flat out just disrespect them for no reason. I mean, the man didn't call them out of their name. I mean, he's not being, like rude, or he's not saying anything that will make her feel uncomfortable. But it's like just the fact that she feel like she's entitled to do that makes me know that a lot of these women, they just they get really arrogant. Like they feel as if you're not even on their level. And sometimes the man is not even that necessarily a bad matchup for them. It's just that in their mind, their ego, they think they could always do better than you. And even when you're dealing with a woman, even when you're currently dating or in a relationship, I always feel like women have this idea that they can easily replace you with another guy. Unless she values you to the point where she loves you and she has respect for you. Because I feel like the greatest way a woman shows that they love you is how much they respect you. So when a woman acts like she could replace you easily, that means that the value of the relationship is not where it's supposed to be. And a man has to always prove himself to her more than she has to prove herself to him. And that's a huge problem that exists in the dating scene or just in relationship when it comes on to dealing with modern women. It's like they have this idea in the back of their mind that they could easily replace you, and then they feel like the grass is greener on the other side, and that's why they sometimes get rude with you when you're trying to like correct them for their bad behavior. They don't want to even accept your correction, your correctness, or they refute it and just act like as if what you're saying don't matter. And they also have guy friends. I don't know, you dealt with this before where you could be dealing with a woman, but she has a guy on the side that she's talking to. And a lot of these women be doing that. They be entertaining guys while they're in a relationship. Or even if a guy is not necessarily dealing with them on the physical level, they still talking to this dude, like it's like an emotional support for them. So they also feel as if they can have their cake and eat it too. And that's another problem that exists within society when it comes into just women dealing with a lot of them is exhausting, bro. Because it's like you trying to develop her, like you trying to work something with her, but at the same time, there's no way you can really develop a relationship with her if she feels like she have other options, or society makes her feel like she have all these different options of guys that she could choose from. You get me?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Mhm.
Man has it harder. Men have it hard in today's society, man. Like on social media, even a woman upload a thirst trap picture, she got hundreds, if not even thousands, of people in her DMs trying to take her out and all that stuff. So it's easy for them to just pick and choose. I'm gonna go out with Robert on a Tuesday. Then I'm gonna go out with Ben on a Wednesday. And Pikachu, I choose you on a Thursday. They just have it easy. You know,
Mhm.
so the dating scene way easier. They could sit home behind the computer, behind the phone, and just have hundreds or even thousands of men drooling at their feet. In my opinion, men got to put in more work. It's not that easy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's not that easy. Tammy says, "Thank you. I don't like being judged. Just like anybody. God bless you too. We appreciate you, Tammy. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button." Final Billy says, "Then why do you judge Hitler?"
What?
I think he's talking to you, Tammy. I don't know what he's talking about.
What the hell? Judge Hitler? What that has to do with the conversation?
Then he said, why do you just Epstein Trump? Why do you judge Epstein Trump? Final
What?
Billy, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, honestly.
What is this guy? Bro, he's off topic right now. He just, I think he's
Topic,
trolling. Trolling.
you think what?
I say like he's way off topic. Like, I mean, Judge, like, and the sentence don't even make sense because he said, "Why do you judge Epstein Trump?" Like, what point is he trying to make? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is this, and what that has to do with the topic we're talking about?
Yeah,
What?
Billy, the topic is who has it harder today in men's society? In the year 2026, do women have it harder or do men have it harder? And if you can give some examples, this is an open discussion. As long as you're respectful, we welcome any comments and every comments that's not disrespectful. And as long as it makes sense, you know.
Mhm.
Tammy Wilburn, we appreciate you. Todd, if you're still there, we appreciate you. 7 people in the building, make sure you hit that like button. We want to see some comments. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You guys will be seeing more of our special guests on the show, Shamel. For those of you who missed it earlier, if you're just tuning in, Mel's my cousin. I value his opinions and I value the things he has to say. He's very intelligent. You know, he has a lot of experience with life. Very humble youth. You know what I mean? You could probably learn some things because I myself learned things from him. You know, he
You
has
should.
wisdom, educated. You know, so you gotta be seeing him a lot more. I wish he was there on some of the videos that I did in the past that went viral, like the Carmelo Anthony situation. I wish he was there when we did that topic, interested in hearing his opinion. But you never know, we might go back. We might go back to that topic just to have him give his input in a situation. Even though I don't really like those topics, brings too much racism. Like I had thousands of comments of racist white people calling me the N word and saying Carmelo Anthony should got life in prison and all type of foolishness. Man, we just like to keep it respectable around here, you know. You could speak freely, but we just like to keep it respectable, you know.
Yes. I want to respond to that comment. This guy, final Billy's state. You mind if I respond to it?
Yeah, go ahead, do your thing, do your thing.
He said, instead of saying, "Don't judge me, maybe live a life that is worthy of being judged positively." Well, my response, I already explained. Like, as a guy, you have to make sure you have your stuff together. Like, you can't just be no regular average dude, and you go up to a woman and have a conversation with her. If you don't know how to hold a conversation with a woman, or at least you don't have your stuff together, you can't have things that you can talk to her about. So when it comes on to like this topic, it's not necessarily, oh, those things that you have to work on in order to get the results. Is that a lot of these women expectations are so high, where it's like even if you're the right guy that would be the match for her, she overlook you because of these experts, these standards. If you're not a certain height, because in the you met. I don't know if you was here early, if you came in earlier in the show with me and my cousin, but I brought up this example of this pop the balloon show of this man. He came on the show and he started introducing himself, and he said that he was the manager of like this really big company, and he makes really good money. And he couldn't even get his sentence across before he even finished his sentence. Women were already popping the balloon. So what you're saying is like, oh, unless don't judge me. Maybe live a life that's worthy of being judged. Positive. That's an example of a man that's living his life in a positive way. But women already, they already rejected him before he even get to even express himself. So it really is not even you that's the problem. It's a lot of times these women are the problem because they don't even give you a chance to even show the qualities that makes you the person that they should desire because of how superficial they are. I mean, the woman, like I said, he didn't even get a chance to even finish the sentence. They already popped the balloon. And then the lady that's the host of the show, when she asked each individual woman why they popped the balloon, they couldn't even give a good reason. They said, oh, well, he appears too nice or he seemed too much of a square. And I'm like, what? You didn't even get, you didn't even give him a chance to even talk, to even say what's on his mind. And then when like I said, this one woman who's the shortest woman out of the whole group of other women, she's like 5'2" or shorter. She's talking about how he's too short, but yeah, he's 5'9". He's hovering over her, and she's talking about, oh, she only wants a guy that's 6'3". And I'm like, you're the shortest one out of the whole other all these other women. Yeah, you want a man that's over 6 feet tall, and you're calling him short while he's taller than you. That's telling me how delusional these women are. So it's not has anything. Your comment is very disingenuous because it has nothing to do with a man being like positive. You could be a positive guy, and these women will still overlook you because of these superficial reasons. You like, you see, that don't make sense. Your comment really doesn't make sense right there, man.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. Cause if you could tell me any scenario or any situation that you had where you felt like you was being severely
You're
mistreated
breaking up.
because of your gender compared to the other.
1 second, you broke up a little bit, cuz. Can you repeat that question again?
Okay, you can hear me now?
A little bit better now.
Can you give me another scenario where you was treated unfairly and mistreated severely when it comes to a situation, a man or woman situation? Is there anything in your mind that stands out? Any scenario that happened to you personally?
Oh yeah, I could give you an example. You see, when a woman uh don't find you attractive, or she's not interested in you, even when you're not even trying to hit on her, she will make it seem like you're hitting her, or she reject you, or she will say certain things to make it seem like you're trying to hit on her. So I give you one example. Like I when I ordered this food on ordered food online, and the food got when the food was delivered to my address. You know, like certain apps, you got to put in like a code in order for you to verify. In order for them to verify that you're the person that ordered that food. So
Mm-hmm.
the lady, this woman, she arrived at the destination. She had my food. I walk up to her, and before she ended the food, she's like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, I give her my name, right? Then I'm like, "Do you need a code too?" I asked her like something like the code, and she thought I was asking her for her number. She's like, "No, I don't want to give you the number." Like, she's like, "I'm okay. I don't want to give it to you," or something like that. I said, "Ma'am, I'm not asking you for your. I'm asking for the." So she misinterpreted what I said, but in her mind, she thought I was trying to hit on her. So that reminds me
Mm.
of the idea. That also brings it back to like how women are so quick to jump to conclusion. They don't even let you even finish what you have to say, and they don't try to understand what you're saying. Sometimes women are they are quick to respond without even listening. So that's a situation that happened to me where it's like Yo, you didn't even let me finish my. You didn't even try to understand what I was asked, what I was saying. I wasn't asking for your. And first of all, you would know direct. You would know for yourself. If I wanted your number. You would know. But I was asking you for the code. If you needed the code for you to verify that I'm the person that ordered the food, because sometimes the app require you to put in like a 4-digit code or something like that. And she's like, "No, I don't. I'm good. I don't want to give you." So I'm like, that just tells you how shallow these women is. These women will literally like automatically, stereotype you are. Oh, they say that you're trying to hit on them, even though you're not even trying to hit on them. Sometimes they think that they're so pretty to where they feel like every guy is trying to hit on them. Sometimes you could have. I'll just speak in general. Like you could be having a regular conversation with a woman, and it's not like you're trying to hit on them or trying to like get in their pants or whatever the case is. You're just trying to have a simple conversation with her, and out of the blue, she thinks that you're trying to hit on her or you're trying to you're trying to make her your girlfriend or something like that. I'm like, first of all, I don't even know you like that to even want to get in a relationship. Sometimes, because a lot of times we women be trying to think that they're too good for you, and like I don't understand that, and I don't know why they act like that, but that's one example that I can use that happened to me personally.
Yeah, man, I definitely understand, man. I definitely understand. I've been through so much in the workplace. Most of my situations come from workplace environment. You know what I mean? Like I said before, when you break the rules at jobs that I work at, and you're a man, you suffer consequences immediately.
Mhm.
But when it comes to women, they can break the rules over and over and over in the workplace with no consequences. A woman has to do something severe in the workplace to suffer consequences. It seems like, from personal experiences. And in some jobs, it could be severe and nothing good won't happen to her.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we need to get better at that as a society. Women say want equality, so make everything equal. Level the playing field. If you're gonna fire this person for that, you should fire this person for that also. You know what I mean?
You see, if they make the playing field equal, if they make it equal amongst both the gender, women would complain about how they're not being treated fairly, and they'll say that it's misogynistic for them to be treated equally as compared to men. So they will find a way to complain about that even if they want equality. So if you make it so that women are supposed to fulfill those same standards that men are supposed to do in the workplace, these women won't survive because even when it comes down to like the physical demand that a man has to go through at the workplace, a woman can't put her body through those type of demands. Her body. They're physically not built to deal with that type of stress. So I realized women typically they will give them easier tasks to do. Like they won't let them do a lot of the physical work. Even when I was working at the printing factory, I'll use that as an example. Even though I absolutely hated that place, and I'm so glad I'm not. God has blessed me beyond my imagination. So God has turned everything around for me. But I remember when I was working in that environment, when it came on to like stacking the newspaper on the what is called that forklift thing. When it came time to stack the newspaper, it was like men only did that type of work because it required a lot of physical, labor, and it's not something you can easily do. It takes a lot of effort. Women were a lot. Women a lot of times they will help you out when you needed help, but they weren't required to like do the physical labor, the intense type of work in that type of environment. So they were just the weaker vessels. And I'm like, if women are treated fairly and they did the same task as men, they wouldn't survive it too long at the workplace, man. And like I said, the only time they want stuff is when it benefits them. It's not even about equality. It's about superiority. They want things that will benefit them and give them an advantage over men. And like I said, when it comes on to these allegations and false allegations at the workplace, they know this is why I don't believe necessarily women should work alongside with men in certain fields, because I believe it's a dangerous game when you, because women typically don't even think logically about the things they do or say. And when you say certain things to them, they could take things out of context and they'll make it seem like you're saying something wrong when you really don't mean what you, even though you have no bad intentions, they could take it out of context and make it seem like you're doing something inappropriate or you said something that made them feel uncomfortable or whatever the case may be. And I've noticed a lot of times, and I'm sure a lot of men can relate, where you at the workplace and this woman try to get you involved in some type of issue with HR or some she try to get you caught up in some, some serious stuff, like where you have to be super careful what you say to her, or try to avoid her, period, because she created a very toxic work environment. And a lot of women do that because they know HR backs them up even when they're wrong. And even when it's proven what they say is true untrue, they don't get disciplined for that. Like a lot of cases where women would make these false allegations, and then when the truth comes out that what they said was not true, they don't get disciplined. They don't get write up for that. They don't get fired. See, they're allowed to do things like that with impunity. Like that's another problem I have, man. They get away with too much, man.
Tell me about it. Tell me. Look, even the cases where a woman accused a man of rape and they go to
Mhm.
court and it was found out that the woman is lying, nothing happens to the woman. But yet, the man had to pay all this money to make bail, pay for lawyers, out of college, and just all type of trauma of going through all that, nightmares, and man will go through all that, find out he's innocent, and nothing happens to the female. Like,
Mhm.
and the man doesn't get anything in the situation. Like, that's cruel, bro. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stories like this. A man was found innocent, and nothing happens to the so-called victim female who spread lies on this man, saying he raped her and this and that. They just get away scotch-free. Why is that?
Because society tends to coddle women even when they are in the complete wrong about whatever they accuse this man of doing. See, here's the thing I don't understand about this culture, right? People don't feel like they have a right to acknowledge their wrong. It's like they don't want to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I made a mistake and it's my fault. They want to blame other people for their own problems. And when a woman make false allegations to a man, and they put this man through the ringer and ruin his life, and he's in his court fighting these allegations, and after all the work is said and done, and it comes back being that what she said was not true and it was all made up, it's like society don't hold her accountable for her making up these false allegations. Like they tend to just move on and just forget about it. But it's like that man can never get back the time that he lost, either being locked up or, faced in or had to fight it through court and spend all these money on legal fees. And even when it's proven to be not true of the allegations that she had against him, his life is ruined because his reputation has been destroyed. And it's like once the word comes out that you did this, it's like even if it's not true, people still don't believe it. That's why it's very important for men to document things in this country. Like I mean, when you deal with keep document everything. Even like if you have to record her, like if you interact with a woman, like and you deal with her, you got to record, or you got to make sure something is in writing where she agree upon you doing something with you, because like if she comes out and say that you did something to her, like you could look back and you could verify that everything that she said is not true because you could show the paper you could show a paper trail of all the things that happened during during the time that this whole allegation took place. So a man has to be very thorough with in a lot of these situations. Like they have to verify, they make sure they have everything written or get videotape or like get something that you can use as proof. Because if she said you do something, it really is her word against yours, and pretty much they're gonna side with her, even though she may not have any proof of what she's saying.
Yeah,
But
I agree. You see some of these comments?
yeah, this person is very this is troll. Like they they just being a troll. Like it has nothing to do with what he said. All wild blacks kill all the blacks and all this dumb stuff. And like Rob, like you're so stupid, man. Like, do you have any common sense? Like, do you even go to school? What she said, all black up to age 32, or like you're retarded, bro. Like your IQ is you're stupider than a subhuman, man. Like, get a life, bro. What are you talking about, man? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yo, I didn't know you had trolls like this in your comment section, cuz.
Man, you didn't see nothing. It gets way worse than this. I had videos where I see over 1,000 racist comments. Over 1,000, bro. Tonight is actually a good night.
Mm.
Sometimes it's to the point where I laugh at them. I just laugh at the stupidity. Sometimes it got to the point where it's starting to be entertaining. Like, how dumb can someone be? But I'm about to block this guy. He had his fun. We let him have his fun for a couple of minutes.
I don't understand why these dudes have the nerve to say things about a group of people that don't even do anything to them. Like literally minding their own business. And this is why, man, I can't believe this is why some of these people suffer and God is gonna judge them harshly. Because you're saying things about a group of people that are the chosen people of Israel, and you're messing with God's people, and you're saying all these racist things about black people. And how does that make you feel? Like bold, and you don't even have a. This is a lot of these people don't even have profile pictures. They don't. You don't even know who this person behind the comment is. Like just a freaking bot, man. You know what I mean? Like you don't even know who this person
Yeah.
is. You don't have the balls to even show their face, but they want to talk all this crap about somebody. Yeah, man. These people are losers, man. Straight losers. You could block. He's not nothing. He's not really contributing to the conversation, so you could just get rid of him.
He blocked him.
Yeah. I don't really. I think I may have had a few trolls here and there back in my when I used to go live. When I used to go live on my channel, I don't go as live as much as I used to. But I remember
Yeah.
you know I had women that would come in my comment section and say, "Why you're attacking women?" And because I used to talk about like I used to go in on these women, like you know how they act and how they behave, and just like how they treat men and stuff like that. And then women be getting their feelings, even if you're saying what you're saying is true. They're getting their feelings. But yeah, you know, I don't pay attention to the trolls because I mean they're not paying my bills, and a lot of times they're there, they sit in their mom's basement talking all this crap, and they don't even have anything going on for themselves. They're not successful in life, and you see, misery love company. And when somebody is miserable, all they want to do is bring you down, or talk down on you because it makes them feel better about themselves because they're losers. Only a loser will make fun of somebody else and say these dumb stuff because they want to feel good about themselves. You know?
Yeah, I did the last comment. See him?
Yeah. See the
Uh,
comments.
you out of here, buddy. You're out of here, buddy. get them up here, man. But all right, people, that's all we got today, man. I appreciate everyone that joined, commented respectfully, man. You're gonna be seeing more of Shamel. So look forward to it, man. Appreciate all y'all that did the right thing, came here and was mature adults. Please join us the next time we're live. You have anything to say to the people, Shamel?
Uh, Good life, man. It was good talking about this subject. Very interesting. Looking forward to some future lives when I have the chance, if time permits. But yeah, nice topic, man. It was good.
All right, you guys, signing out. Until next time.